If Me, You Madness had taken itself even slightly seriously, I would probably be sitting here and calling it a camp masterpiece right now. That's it. That's my intro. Hi, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and today I am reviewing Me, You Madness, and I don't know what to call this. A masterpiece, a disaster, a vanity project it is certainly, but it's not... God, good? I was made aware of Me, You Madness when I saw a clip on Twitter talking about the movie. The clip in particular was Catherine showing Tyler that there's no noise complaint issues because there's not any neighbors where they are in this house. And she pulls out her phone in her unicorn phone case and taps a button. It says party mode activated. And then there is arguably the first of many random dance sequences to demonstrate that there's no issues for noise complaints. I immediately needed to know everything I could about this goddamn movie. But before I tell you about that, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Native. Ever since my issues with acne a few years ago and my subsequent issues with Accutane, I have been very aware of the ingredients of the products that are going onto my body. However, deodorant was definitely one of the products that I kind of neglected looking into for a long time. However, there are a lot of great benefits to aluminum-free deodorant like Native. All of Native's deodorant are aluminum-free, paraben-free, and sulfate-free, and it comes in a variety of scents for you to choose from. All of them are vegan and cruelty-free and include simple ingredients such as coconut oil and shea butter. Of their deodorant scents, I got coconut and vanilla, lavender and rose, and eucalyptus and mint. What I like about the fragrance in Native is that it's actually not super overpowering. It's just there, but it's not like overwhelming to your system or anyone around you, which I like a lot. Native offers free shipping to the US, and they have a variety of other items as well, including body wash and toothpaste. 3 deodorants are usually $36, but if you use my link and use code SWELL, you'll get 33% off and get everything for $24. And if you use my link, you'll get 20% off all toothpaste and body wash. Once again, use code SWELL for 33% off 3 deodorants and 20% off body wash and toothpaste. Thank you again to Native for sponsoring this video. The thing about Me, You Madness is that it is written by, directed by, produced by, and starring Louise Linton, who is married to the former Secretary of Treasury of the United States. This dude, whose name I always forget. Steve Mnuchin. He has a net worth something like 300 million, okay? So if you're wondering how this got made, it's him. He's how it got made. She made her own production company, Storm Chaser Production, or Storm Chaser Films, I believe, and that is who produced Me, You Madness, and they filmed it in 2019. The reason I said that this movie does not take itself seriously is because it doesn't. It's daring you to take it seriously. It's daring you to watch it like it's a real film. And they do this by routinely kind of winking at the fourth wall and letting you know that they are in on the joke. And I think that doing that is actually a worse choice than if they had tried to take this seriously. It's kind of like if a 12-year-old rewrote American Psycho as like a girl boss fanfic, but the only thing she knew about American Psycho was what her boyfriend, who was obsessed with Patrick Bateman, told her about American Psycho. And that was her whole frame of reference. 'Cause, oh my God, is this movie bad? I'm also kind of obsessed with it. Like, it did have some incredible one-liners, but the plot was a little all over the place. And I feel like as much as I am feeding into what they want by taking this movie seriously, I think it's far more fun, for me at least, if I review this movie to you and tell you about the plot of this movie as if I was reviewing any other movie, okay? If I was taking this movie completely seriously and not looking at this of, oh my God, some people have too much goddamn money and it's all the untalented people. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'm gonna tell you guys about Me, You Madness, and I'm gonna talk about it the way I would talk about and analyze any other film. This will be fun. Gosh, where to start? So like I said, Me, You Madness stars Louise Linton, but it also stars Ed Westwick. Chuck Bass is the male love interest of this movie. They kind of had him do this very odd accent. I don't know what you're doing here. He's wearing plaid at one point, like tied around his waist, like he's some millennial hipster. I don't know what's going on there. The movie starts with Catherine introducing herself to us. She runs a hedge fund and she started it like 19 days before she turned 30. She told us that exact number. And through copious amounts of monologuing and voiceovers and fourth wall breaks, we learn a lot about Catherine. For example, she is fully aware that this could easily be a ripoff of American Psycho. And she says that that's fine because this is a woman's tale and women are having a moment right now. And this is what Hollywood calls an elevated story concept. The same, but different. That's exactly what she says. I'm just gonna refer to this film as Madness because if I keep saying me, you, Madness, this video is gonna be far too long. The thing about Madness is that there are multiple bits that are done repeatedly in a way that makes them just boring. At a certain point, like for example, Catherine pauses to go on random monologues about very specific things. The very first one we see is her talking about spiders and how dangerous spider sex is and how males are just, it doesn't matter that it's basically a suicide mission for them because they're just sex crazed, and even though the female spider more often than not is going to eat their head afterwards. There are also other bits where her and Tyler like bicker back and forth about the proper pronunciation of things or what certain things are. It's tedious. The movie kicks off though again with Catherine telling us how much she loves her life and how she's kind of a psychopath and a homicidal maniac and how she doesn't care about anything other than money and the pursuit of money. She is driving back from the city for the weekend because she works 80-hour work weeks, but the weekend, that's all her time. She enjoys her time at home. And so she's driving to her Malibu mansion. Okay, as she's driving, she gets cut off by another car and keeps going. Shocker, the person cutting her off is actually Tyler. Tyler is answering a for rent ad for a room for rent in her Malibu mansion. I mean, I would take it. I would assume I was going to be sex trafficked, but I would probably at least check out the room. So right off the bat, there seems to be some type of chemistry between Catherine and Tyler. At the very least, he's like confused and intrigued by this powerful woman with this confusing Scottish accent that I'm sorry changed throughout the film. It did. He's confused because she is the one that he cut off, but also he's late for her meeting, but she was late as well. And he's like, oh my God, you're so amazing. It's very confusing. So she invites him in. There is a very long, drawn out drink scene where she decides she really wants a drink. So she starts making a drink. Again, too long of a scene, just a really detailed scene of her making this drink. I don't know if it's supposed to be impressive that we're being shown this, but that's what's happening. As she's talking with Tyler, Catherine lets us know that she knows that Tyler is lying. It's not that he's looking for a new place to live because his roommate sucks. No, it's because he is a petty thief and a con man. And what he does is he answers these room for rent ads on the internet to case the houses and then steal from them. And she, for some reason, has decided that this is her goal. She is a problem with it, or she's just like playing with her food or something. I don't know. She's a serial killer. That's the whole reveal here. It's not really a reveal so much as it's like, look at me, I'm a serial killer. But set to like 80s music. It's kind of a lot. So she gives him a tour of the house. The entire movie, she is changing into all these various outfits routinely, different gowns and dresses. I would say, I have no idea what the budget for this movie was, but I would say a large chunk of it, like at least 60% of it, probably went to her gowns alone, but that's just my guess. This entire sequence of her like showing off, she takes him into the gym and like shows that she can like just lift up this huge weight, no problem, to show that she is incredibly strong. Her form was not great, but that's just my understanding of weightlifting. Again, there's this scene that happens with the party mode activated when she starts talking about the stars and everything. It's absolutely wild. Apparently the room in this huge Malibu mansion was only $1,500, which for one room may seem like a lot. But when she says I travel a lot and you have full reign of the house other than my bedroom, I would pay the $1,500. I would do it. That's a pretty good deal. So at one point, Tyler takes a phone call from his partner and he's like, I want to sleep with her. She's so hot. She's a total MILF. I'm talking, again, one of the greatest line of this movie, hands down, is when an off-screen voice goes, have a great weekend, girl boss, to Catherine as she is leaving. I want that on a t-shirt. Greatest line of all time. However, a second one, because it made so little sense, was when Tyler is on the phone with his partner and he's like, I don't know, this is like a twofer. There's so much stuff here that I could steal. And also, she's a total MILF. I'm talking magnum cum laude pussy. Partner's like, dude, don't ruin this. Don't ruin this for us. Don't do this. And Catherine is shown in her office listening into all of this because she's got cameras everywhere. She's like, oh, what a cocky bastard. And then what happens next is she drugs him. I don't fully understand the purpose of drugging him because I don't think it adds to anything because she's a killer. She wants to kill him. That's what we find out. And so I don't understand what drugging him does in the context of the movie because she doesn't do anything. Like, it's not like drugging him served a purpose other than like her nail tech was gonna come over and like him being there like just to eat up time in the day. I don't know, it's a little confusing, but she drugs him. And as he's passing out, she says ILF and he's like, what? And she's like, I'm an ILF, not a MILF, because she doesn't have kids. So Tyler passes out. He's out cold. Her nail tech comes over. They trade like Trivia Pursuit or something. It's very weird. She is shown speaking in multiple languages throughout the movie, including Mandarin. Tyler is out for a ridiculous amount of time. She gets her nails done in this time. She checks on him. He's still out cold. I'm gonna go work out. She checks on him again. Still out cold. She then takes a moment to make sure he's not dead, feels his pulse, and then pauses and starts feeling him up. Again, like I said, this movie is purposely daring you to take it seriously by not taking itself seriously. So the voiceover says, and for one glorious moment, a woman harasses a man. Oh, shove it, PC police. No one wants to hear your bitching about it. This is hilarious. It just wasn't funny. The scene made no sense and wasn't funny. So then she goes and starts another dance sequence, but as she's dancing, she is cutting up frozen body parts. We get a very interesting aside how she learned that it was best to cut up body parts when they're frozen because she learned the hard way, just way too messy when they're not frozen. And then because of the way the saw is, you should always cut skin side down. I'll keep that in mind if I ever need to cut up a body. There's one point where she's like, I need to go take a shit, and farts as she's walking off, and then masturbates while looking at the stock market reports because money is very arousing to her. I don't think I get paid enough for this. She then finally goes and kicks Tyler. Tyler's like, what happened? And she's like, I roofied you. And he's like, I can't tell if you're joking or not. And she's like, okay. Her girlfriend comes over, very hot. They make out. Girlfriend is clearly in on the whole like, oh, Catherine's a serial killer and a cannibal. And she's like into it and like makes the joke of like, nice to eat you to Tyler. And she's like, oh, her English isn't very good. You said you were gonna be leaving? Like you said you were gonna go? And Tyler's like, I could stay. And so he stays and has dinner with them. It's awkward. She feeds him some other dude's testicle. There are little asides that are happening throughout the day of Tyler being there that kind of like show Catherine that he's smarter or different than she thought he was. Like there's this moment when she's cooking and Tyler sees the BMX bike that Catherine bought for her nephew is sitting on the floor, and I guess one of the pedals she couldn't fit in, but he remembered that, oh, it's flipped, so you have to put it in counterclockwise, not right to left, you know, like you have to do it differently. And she's like intrigued that he could figure this out. At dinner, there was a stock that her second in command called her about because what should we do? Should we sell? It's dropping. And he breaks down how this new game is coming out because it's a game company and how they shouldn't sell because, you know, their next game is going to be so big that they should just weather the dip. She's like intrigued that he's a gamer and he knows about stuff. Oh god, this movie is insane. Next, they go to the pool and girlfriend's in the pool. They're talking. He's in like a fur coat. They take Molly. They just start having like this very weird montage. Again, half of this movie is just kind of showing Catherine in various outfits and like the camera caressing her body. And then they start having a threesome. The girlfriend is like, enjoy him, darling, and leaves. And then Catherine and Tyler have sex, again, set to music. All of this is set to music. I can't play you any of these clips because they're all gonna be copyright claimed. The next morning they wake up and Catherine is like, why did I buy a house with so many windows? It's so bright. Talking about, you know, why Tyler doesn't have, you know, a future in the corporate ladder and why he doesn't go back to school because he's a college dropout, you know, make a name for himself and make his way up the corporate ladder. They go back to sleep. Catherine leaves to go work out. And then we are treated to Tyler in a red silk robe doing a dance montage while making himself breakfast and coffee because he's just so happy. He likes Catherine so much. Catherine, while at her spin class, there's a guy next to her who like is clearly just like checking her out, hitting on her. Not very attractive guy. He takes off his shirt at one point, and I guess when he's whipping it off, it like smacks her in the face, and of course he's drenched in sweat because it's a spin class, and she's like disgusted. So as he's leaving, she kills him, as one does. She's like struggling to like get him in the car and like going through all of that. At the same time, we are shown Tyler talking to his friend again, like, hey, I think I want the room. I think I want to stay with her. I really like her. And he's like, dude, the car is worth like 150 grand. You just gotta keep your eye on the prize, okay? She's not your little girlfriend. Get over it. And then Catherine walks in covered in blood, obviously. And Tyler's like, oh my God, are you okay? She's like, I hit a coyote. Oh my God. And she's clearly out of it. And we hear from the voiceover that the come down after a kill is like coming off of heroin. And so she's gonna be agitated and irritable, and if she doesn't get alone soon, she's gonna kill Tyler, and for once she doesn't want to. So she kicks Tyler out. If she really liked him, all she could have done here was say, you know, why not you go get some milk from the store? Like, just send him to the store or something. Have him go get coffee. Like, you know, I'd rather you just go and like get me coffee. I'm sorry, I couldn't eat anything, whatever. Like, I don't know, a better lie than like, if you really liked him, you know, like there's a better lie to cover up your murder that you just committed, then fuck you. Me and you, it's madness. We can't be together. She goes to take a shower and he leaves and steals the car, her red car that she showed him that she knew he was probably gonna try and steal. But he actually does steal it and a bunch of her jewelry as well. And then she comes out of the shower and she's super pissed off because obviously he stole a car that has the body in it. She's pissed at herself because she got sloppy. Usually that doesn't happen because she developed a soft spot for Tyler. It made her sloppy and that can't happen again. So she tracks his location and he's just like, really casual about it and just starts kind of listing off for him and his partner all of the different houses that he has cased in the last few days and that they've stolen from. And she's like, I will send all of your information, all of this, to the NYPD. And they're like, do you mean LAPD? Because I don't think NYPD has jurisdiction here. And there's a whole back and forth about NYPD versus LAPD. And they put it in ways and so while Tyler is heading back to the house, she never tells him that there is a body in the trunk. She never tells him, at least at this point in the movie. She then goes and stands on the hill of her mansion and is like trying to think of the best way to kill Tyler because she doesn't want to be like every other movie cliche. So she doesn't really want to use a gun. She doesn't want to use a, nail gun. She doesn't want to use nunchucks. Doesn't want to use a high heel because she feels like she can't pull it off like Charlize Theron in Atomic Blonde. So lots of that. And then she overall decides that she must kill Tyler even though she doesn't really want to. So as Tyler finally gets to the house, he brings the car in. It's now dark. And why Tyler wouldn't just leave the car and dip, I'll never understand. Because Tyler, you dumbass, why you wouldn't leave the car? Because she just says she wants the car back and the jewelry. So if you leave the jewelry in the car and then either run down the hill or just hide, because again, there's no neighbors, so like It's a whole thing. Just hide in the hills until you have the ability to escape. Probably gonna be fine because that's all she wants. She wants the car back. And he doesn't know this, but that's where the body is. So she just wants the car back. Why he then goes into the house and like stays in the house and like grabs a knife to like defend himself as if he's gonna confront Catherine. I don't fully understand. I guess he's trying to do it because it's like delete the information you have on me, which I mean, I would assume she had already sent it personally. Like, I would assume that if I stayed at the house, there's more likely a chance that I'm gonna get arrested if I'm in Tyler's shoes. Like, it would make more sense for me to at least try to get as far away from LA as possible if I was Tyler. But whatever, different types of people. Anyway, as he is walking through the house with the knife, he comes upon Catherine in a face mask. And Catherine was like, well, you said you were in Los Feliz. You said it was gonna be an hour. And it's only been 36 minutes. I thought I had time to do a face mask, as one does when they're plotting to murder their one-night stand. And Tyler says, well, there was an accident on the 10 that cleared up really quickly, so I made it here in no time. Okay, you look hideous. Yeah, give me a minute while I clean up. So she changes into an outfit and then comes out and she has an ice pick and she's like making another drink. She's super pissed off that he took the car, obviously. However, she seems more upset that he stole from her, despite the fact that she knew that that was always going to be his goal, was to steal from her. So I don't fully know why she's surprised that he stole from her. Because they had a moment? Because they zinged, as they say. Zing, zang, zong. Oh gosh, this movie's a lot. So they're going back and forth. He's like telling her, like, you shouldn't be upset that I stole the car. Like, you clearly knew I was gonna steal the car, whatever. She breaks a glass and holds it to his throat because he grabbed her arm to stop her from walking away. She said, don't touch me. And then he tagged her like a toddler. And so she broke the glass and held it to his throat. And then he's like, wow, that escalated quickly. Are you on your period? And so she stabbed it in his hand and then said, I'll be right back, dear, and walked off to go find a new weapon. So she pulls a knife on him and then comes back. Tyler's been trying to run. She finds him in the garage. And in the garage is obviously where the bodies were, okay? In the freezer with all the dead bodies. So he finds the freezer and she's like, oh, I guess the cat's out of the bag. As she's twirling a wide barrel curling iron. And he's like, what about the ice pick? Because she had an ice pick before. And he's like, it's been done before. And winks at the camera. And so she is the curling iron and we hear all about the curling iron. And he's like, is that how all these guys died? Because of that with the curling iron? And she's like, well, I obviously can't let you go now for stealing the car. Even if I did forgive you for stealing the car, like, you've seen what I've done. You know, I can't let you go. So she hits him in the face with the curling iron and then starts choking him out with the curling iron. They go back and forth. They're, throughout all of the fighting, because I would say a good second half of the movie is them fighting, they keep pausing for like water breaks or to like patch up her bloody hand because her own blood makes her uncomfortable, you know, as most serial killers would understand. They just keep pausing. Throughout the entire time, they're having like banter and they seem to be enjoying their banter. And at one point he says, you know, have you thought about how killing me is a waste of perfectly good banter and perfectly good sexual chemistry? And she's like, of course I considered that, but, you know, I still think I have to kill you. So they go back and forth. She changes her outfit like 3 or 4 more times. There's this whole point where he's like, you kill people. And she's like, I kill bad people. And then she starts listing off all the different types of people that are dead in her freezer. And side note, there's no way that all of these people, dead, frozen, cut up, whatever, would fit in these 2 freezers. I don't care how big they are. It's not Mary Poppins bag, okay? They're not all gonna fit in there. But she lists off all these different types of people and the bad things that they did. And at one point she says Republicans, you know, like her husband, and I'm assuming her. And then there's a full-on pause, like a laughter pause. And then they go on. And then she also lists off Democrats and independents as other bad people. Then they start the fight again. They're, again, back and forth. There's this whole thing where they argue over the proper pronunciation of Van Gogh. And then there's a little song notice. They dance, again, another dance sequence. Finally, though, we get the big reveal of who it is that Tyler ripped off. Because you see, we thought, or at least I thought, that the reason that Catherine had targeted Tyler was because he had just like stolen from a bunch of people. And she was like, you know what, this is another target for me. This was all set up to get him here. But no, apparently, one of the people he stole from, stole her life savings, was Catherine's grandmother, one of the few people that Catherine is close to. We never meet the grandmother. The only flashback sequence we have of Catherine's grandmother is when Tyler is with her. And Catherine apparently is so upset that he stole her life savings that he must die because of this. And sleeping with him was just for fun because she found him attractive, and Tyler is like flattered that she found him sexy. Catherine finds his phone and someone has been messaging him titty pictures, okay? Some girl is being like, I miss you, what's up? And so Catherine realizes that the guy that she had a one-night stand with the night before is not devoted to her. And she's super pissed off because obviously she's possessive. She's gonna kill him, but she's hurt. Finally, they go outside. They admit they both love each other, but Catherine is still going to kill him. And then right as they are about to come together and duke it out, no weapons, just fist to fist, both a little beat up. They're gonna duke it out. It flashes to white, screen goes blank, and then it cuts to them with the sun coming up, both beat up, Catherine in her gown, and them just sitting on a couch, staring off into the distance. And then they both at the same time say, we should get married. Then there's a whole back and forth about whether or not they should get married, and they decide they should get married. Cut to another sequence reminiscent of the opening of the movie with Catherine. And every morning they wake up happy because they remember that they are them, and they are happy to be them, because their lives are great together. Catherine now is on antipsychotics and mood stabilizing medication to deal with her homicidal urges. Tyler is going to college. Catherine is paying his tuition. And he tells us that despite the luxury of having his girlfriend pay for everything, he is excited to rejoin the workforce and start climbing the corporate ladder. It ends also with the girlfriend from earlier coming back over and them having a great time. End credit sequence involves a bunch of what looks like iPhone footage of their life together, including holidays, them decorating trees together. They have 3 kids. It's a lot. Anyway, that was Me, You Madness, and I need a drink. Overall, the movie could be fun bad if it took itself seriously whatsoever. Because if it did take itself seriously, then it would be like just surprisingly funny. But instead, what they did, because they kept kind of winking at the camera like, we know what we're doing, it just became forced cringe, which is never fun for anyone to watch. It's incredibly awkward. And that's what Me, You Madness was. I don't know what Louise Linton's goal was with this movie. She probably will not be tapped to write any future like Marvel or DCEU movies with the screenplay that was presented, because the writing was just a lot. Probably not gonna be tapped to direct any future projects. She's very good looking. I will give her that. Very attractive woman. I don't know if she's gonna book any leading roles off this movie. The movie has not been received well, so I will be surprised if anything comes from this, other than a headache. But that's gonna be it. Did you watch Me, You Madness? Are you gonna treat this video like an I watched it so you don't have to video? Because that's fine. I paid like $7 to watch this on YouTube. Let me know if you watch Me, You Madness and what you think. Comment down below. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd also like to support me on Patreon, they'll be listed down below. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, that'll be up here. And that's gonna be, have a lovely day. Goodbye. This could have been like a fun, bad movie, and instead it's just like repeated cringe, like official brand Twitters trying to make memes in movie form. Does that make sense? Thank you, Elaine, Ellie, Alan, Elise, Alex, Braden, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Cody, Colton, Crash, PC, Destiny, Devin, Dirty One, Don, Elliot, Essen, Evan, Feckless, Hopeless, Hollow, Jacker Ray, Joe, John M, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kevin, Kim, Kristen, Lex, Lisa, Luis, Manga, Matt, O, Matthew S, Me, Lord the Red, Michael, J, Nathaniel, Pat, Pollock, Rob, Robbie, Robert, Ross, Sam, Simon, Stephen, Tasha, Timothy, Tom, Tyrone, Wendy, Williams, Andre.